my countrymen, finally and at last, Comelec Chairman Andres Bautista is being impeached at the lower house of Congress. This impeachment has long been overdue. I wanted to impeach him last year, but since I am not a congressman, I would have to beg the mercy of other congressmen to endorse my impeachment. But anyway, he is being impeached, and I know he will be convicted in a fair hearing. Why? Because he is in fact a crook. I've been telling you that time and again. There was no elections in 2016. It was sabotaged. They did everything so that Eli Pamatong cannot enter the race and have a chance to run this country as president of this republic. My basis for that conclusion is that Ambassador Roy Señeres, a dead man, was allowed to run by the Comelec, to run for president. Whereas Eli Pamatong, who is very much alive up to this point, has been ignored, has not been allowed to run. His COC was not approved. On the other hand, President Duterte was allowed to run. In fact, he was not able to have his COC approved. Up to now, he has no approved COC. That's why I'm saying he is a revolutionary president. And because he is a revolutionary president, he has the authority to appoint his successor. And fortunately, I have been repeatedly endorsed by President Duterte as the 17th President of the Republic of the Philippines. Thank you, President Duterte, for that endorsement, a repeated endorsement. And so, again, I hope that he will be convicted or there will be a fair hearing, because in a fair hearing, conviction is assured. I am also hoping that all the members of the Comelec, especially Arthur Lim, should be subjected to a lifestyle check, because I think all the members of the Comelec are really very, very, very corrupt. Arthur Lim, the others, they are all corrupt and incompetent. And so they should also be impeached. But we should do it one by one. I only have to emphasize the fact that, again, there was a sabotage of the elections of 2016, and no president was elected because no president was declared presidential candidate, official candidate, on May 9, 2016. I hope that there will be a lifestyle check and that all the members of the Comelec will be charged or impeached before the lower house of Congress, so that they will answer to the people for all the crimes and evils committed in the government. My position is the Comelec is the #1 source of corruption in the Philippines. Why? Because they are allowing ignorant people like Pacquiao, Lito Lapid, Jaworski, Freddie Webb, and a host of many housewives and ignorant people to run the country. We are actually being led by blind people who are not familiar with the law. They are calling themselves lawmakers, but they don't know anything about the law. It's the same thing with policemen or the army. They have not been oriented properly on the legal system, the basic in the legal system, like wearing uniform, for instance. You think that if you wear a uniform, it's illegal, but that is not illegal. You have to check Article 179 of the Revised Penal Code in relation to Republic Act 473, which was passed in 1950, and then decide whether the guy wearing a uniform has violated the law or not. In Cagayan de Oro, my people are being arrested because they are allegedly wearing uniforms. Even if they are not wearing uniforms, they are being arrested because they are members of the USP. So there's a good problem. There's a big problem here. I do not want to belabor myself on the point about the persecution of the USP in Cagayan de Oro. I would like to stress the fact again that corruption is the biggest problem in the Philippines, and corruption is a product of ignorance. That's why I have been repeatedly espousing a policy of free education for all Filipinos for life. Free medicine for all Filipinos for life. Free education for all Filipinos for life. Because uneducated people will not allow this corruption to continue in our beloved land. Educated people will protest against, will raise objection against corruption all the way, even if it would mean their lives. But most of our people are ignorant. That's why they are also electing ignorant congressmen and senators, because they are ignorant. They don't know the meaning of democracy. What we have is a popular democracy which is obsolete and cannot be applied to the Philippines anymore. What we need is meritocracy, meritocratic democracy. A government based on total honesty in public service. A government based in total honesty in public service. A government based on merit. Meritocracy. Based on merit. Kakayahan. Hindi katulad ngayon, it's based on money. It's moneytocracy, based on money. So I have been espousing for education. Free education for life for all, to solve corruption, because corruption is the mother of evils in the Philippines. Corruption is a product of ignorance. And education alone is the solution to the problems that plague the Republic of the Philippines. I think that will be all for today. Thank you for listening.